Hi, and welcome once again to Ivy English. I'm Karen.
And I'm Wesley.
Today is September 21st. We're going to have another discussion about a very serious problem in Taiwan, namely...
water shortages.
That's right. Our title is A Dire Problem, Water Shortages. And this is a second composition based on pictures exercise. The previous one was based on a pie chart. This one is based on pictures.
好，我们之前那篇作文练习这个月的那一篇呢，是用一个 pie chart 让我们大家图表写作。今天我们要做的是图片写作。啊，那我们的这个标题呢，中文标题是缺水危机啊，那英文的标题呢 A dire problem 啊，那这个大家可以把它学起来 A dire problem 这是一个这个不能说常见，但是是一个很好的 collocation 啊，因为 dire 这个字呢就是极度严重的、很可怕的、很迫切的啊那一个问题。
Another expression that frequently occurs in is dire straits. I'm in dire straits. That means I'm having very serious problems now. And there is a rock group that is called Dire Straits.
Yeah, 好，那这个另外一个 dire 常常见到，就也许有人已经知道，就是有一个好像是重金属摇滚乐团啊，它的名字叫 Dire Strait。好，那 Dire Strait 那个 Strait 就是台湾海峡那个 Strait。Right. Yeah. 那 dire strait 就是你在一个很 difficult 的 situation 啊，因为你这个你在一个也可以说想到你在海峡里面，而且这个海峡呢非常狭窄，那底下很多礁石，很危险那种感觉。
That's right. Something that's very restricted. We also have a strait jacket. It's the same thing, something that restricts you. If you're crazy and you're a danger to yourself, you will be put in a strait jacket.
好 ，a strait jacket 就是一个紧身衣啊，所以你这个可能有攻击人的危险啊，或者你这个精神不太正常的时候，可能会攻击别人，他们就会把你放在紧身衣里面啊，那都是很窄的意思。
Right. I want to add one more thing. Looking at these pictures reminded me of a picture that I saw in the news and a report. And a lot of the crops now in Taiwan are dying because they don't have enough water. So one farmer just could not stand to lose his crops. So he hired a water truck to come and spray his crops to irrigate them. That was certainly very expensive, and he will not make money on this crop, but he just couldn't bear to see them die.
所以 Karen 说他最近看到一个报道，有一位农夫因为台湾缺水，他的秧苗都快要死了枯死了，所以他实在是不忍心，他就居然去请了一辆水车啊，帮他灌溉扫水车，那这个洒水车啊，帮他这个灌溉，那这个其实是很贵的，他这些这个秧苗他绝对赚不了钱。可是我们从这里可以看得出来，一个农夫对他所种植的东西，还有对这个土地的爱。
And don't forget how important farmers are to us. Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people with a high degree, with lots of education, they think they're kind of better than everybody else. Actually, society can usually do okay without you, but we can't do without the farmers.
那很多人可能这个高薪高职位或者高学历，会觉得说我很重要但其实这个社会上真正重要的比你可能比你还重要是这些农夫因为没有农夫种东西的话，我们大家都没有东西吃。
Exactly. Yeah. Here's what we have to do for today's exercise.
好，提示部分我们看一下，他说请观察以下有关某地区的新闻报道图片写一篇英文作文，文长至少要120个单词文章分成2段，第一段描述一下2张图中所发生的情况以及造成此状况的可能原因，第二段呢，请列出政府应该如何因应这一个现象。
Okay, and our next part?
好，那在写作指导部分呢，第一段我们根据图片内容描述当时的事件状况或者是图片所呈现的问题还有成因等等的，所以我们可以用 what 这个问题来开头what， 那我们就可以想是 what 呢，发生什么事呢？是人们正在水车旁边排队等着装水why 他们为什么要这么做呢？那当然你可以想象，大概就是有关当局宣布了要限水，那人们为什么需要限水呢？因为可能人们缺乏节约用水的意识，也可能是因为这个水费低廉，所以人们不把浪费水当成一回事，那当然还有可能是因为气候变迁导致降雨量大量的减少。那第二段呢，说明政府应该如何因应图片内容所呈现的问题就是 how 的问题，所以我们可以想说我们是应该这个实施较严格的政策，例如说提高水费，或者是对污染水资源的人开以重罚或者是我们是不是要设立水坝或者水资源的回收厂。那其实我们刚刚讲这些中文呢，我们在动脑的部分呢，我们都会把它画成英文。
Right, okay. So you notice that we have a new format here. We've got some balloons, like we've got big circles, and they call this a graphic organizer. We're going to put things into different categories to help us organize our thoughts for our composition. And in our big circle, we have water rationing.
这就是限水哈。Ration 这个字呢是配给的意思，所以 water rationing 就是水是用配给的。换句话说，你被限制用水啊，你这段时间没有水可以用，就被限制住了。那我配给给你，你什么时候才有水可以用
？This reminds me of a 限水歌 by 许冠杰.
Oh, really?
Yes, look it up. I guess this generation doesn't know about him, but he was my favorite Hong Kong singer. At that time, they had lots and lots of water shortages and rationing in Hong Kong. So they sang a song about this. You know, I'm in the shower all soaked up, and then no water comes out of the tap or out of the shower head. So look that up. I bet you can find it on YouTube. 限水歌. All right. In the next smaller balloon, we have problems description of the pictures.
就是问题啊，你要描述一下这个图片是什么状况。
And under that, we have what? People are waiting in line to get water from the water truck.
好，所以 what 发生了什么事呢？我们刚刚讲，人们正在水车旁边等着排队，等着装水，所以 people are waiting in line 啊，就是排队在等。所以各位把这个背起来哈 ，to wait in line to do something。所以他们排队要干嘛呢 ？To get water， 要取水。从哪里取水呢 ？From the water truck， 从这个水车上面取水。水车就是 water truck。And
why? The authorities have announced water rationing due to a severe water shortage.
那为什么他们要排队取水呢？等着装水呢？因为 the authorities， 那各位注意，通常都是复数哈。The authorities 就是有关当局啊，所以有关当局呢 have announced， 他们已经宣布了 water rationing， 宣布了要限水。那为什么要限水呢 ？Due to 就表示原因，原因是因为有一个 severe， 一个很严重的 a serious 的一个 water shortage， 所以各位从这里可以看到 water shortage 可以数的啊。那这个地方它是因为一次的这个严重的缺水，所以必须要限水啊。那我们的标题 water shortages 是不止一次复数的啊，就是不是只缺一次水，所以这个字简单的说就是可数的。
All right, in our next balloon or circle or bubble, we can use any of those. It says possible causes.
可能的原因啊，就是为什么要限水。
Lack of awareness of water conservation.
那最重要一个原因啊，或者很重要的一个原因，应该是 lack of 就是缺乏 awareness 就是没有这个意识啊，缺乏这个意识。什么意识呢 ？awareness of water conservation 就是这个节水的意识啊。conservation 它的动词是 conserve 就是节省的意思，所以 water conservation 就是省水节水。所以为什么会造成限水呢？因为大家缺乏节水的意识。
The next reason is low water fees.
好，那第二个是很低的水费。好 ，water fees 就是水费，那个 fee 就是费用。那这里呢也是用复数，因为水费大概你不会只付一次啦。
And the third possible cause is lack of rainfall.
好，那第三个可能性呢，就是缺乏降雨。好 ，rainfall 重音在前面 ，rainfall。那 lack 一样是缺乏 ，lack of rainfall 就是缺乏降雨。
And the third bubble is marked solutions.
好，那第三个泡泡呢？好，它的这个我们的这个标题呢是 solutions， 就是有什么样的解决办法呢？就是 how 的问题。
All right, so for how, our first suggestion is stricter policies. For example, increase in water fees or fines to avoid waste.
好，那怎么办呢？我们要有 stricter policies 啊 ，strict 就是严格啊，所以我们要比较严格的这个政策 policies 也一样用复数，不是只有一个政策。好，那 stricter 比较级是跟之前比较，所以可以用比较级。那例如什么样严格的政策呢？例如首先我们可以的 increase in water fees， 我们水费上可以增加。好，这个增加啊减少后面常常会有一个 in 这个介系词啊，表示在哪方面的增加或减少。那在这里呢是在水费方面的增加，或者是 fines， 在这里呢 fines 加了 s， 它是名词，就是罚款的意思啊，罚款。好，那罚什么东西呢？你要罚款来避免 waste， 就是你如果浪费水的话，我们要罚钱。
Now, nobody wants to pay more for anything, but Taiwan's water is way too cheap. That's
Yeah, 台湾
sure.
的水太便宜了，真的太便宜了，这个应该要稍微增加一点。
And the second suggestion is construction of dams and water recycling plants.
好，那接下来的一个建议就是 construction 就是建造 of dams 就是水坝，所以呢大家多建水坝啊，就是水库 construction 就是建造什么东西。那除了水库水坝之外呢，你还要建造 water recycling plants 啊，这个水资源的回收厂啊，这样子的话那比较能够省水。 recycling 就是回收啊，它是再利用，也就是回收的意思。
And here's our model composition. People in both pictures are seen getting water from water trucks. It appears that they are dealing with water rationing. This situation has resulted from people's lack of awareness about water conservation as well as environmental circumstances. Low fees have made water so accessible that many people think nothing of wasting it. In addition, there has been a lack of rainfall for the past few months due to climate change. These circumstances have caused a serious water shortage. To cushion the impact of the water shortage, the government needs to take steps immediately. The authorities should adopt stricter policies regarding water usage, such as raising the price of water and imposing heavy fines for wasting or polluting water. This way, people will be more cautious when they turn on the faucet or discard wastewater. On top of that, more facilities should be built, such as dams or water recycling plants, which would allow more water to be stored or reused for potential shortages in the future. Only through a combined effort can people live without worrying about a lack of this fundamental resource. Back to the beginning, people in both pictures are seen getting water from water trucks.
好，所以两张图片里面的人 people in both pictures are seen 就是他们被看到，也就是我们看到他们被看到在做什么呢？好 they were seen 或者 they are seen 后面加个 VING 表示他们被看到正在做这件事情。所以他们正在做什么事情呢？被我们看到呢？他们在 getting water 好，在取水 from water trucks 从水车啊。那各位可以注意到，我们刚刚在动脑的部分，我们是讲说 from the water truck， 因为那个时候指的是图片里面的那个水车。那在这里呢，我们有两张图片，好，所以呢，我们可以用 water trucks 表示他们是 in general， 他们就从水车上面取水下来，所以这里可以不用加定冠词。
It appears that they are dealing with water rationing.
好 ，it appears that 就是看起来好像是这样子，好像怎样子呢？好像是 they are dealing with 他们在处理、在应付、在对付这个 water rationing 这件事情，他们在处理限水这个问题，所以要出来装水。
Actually, this is really familiar to me because in the community where I live, we used to have our own independent water source, and in the summer, it often dried up. So we would have water rationing every day.
所以这 Karen 老师住的地方，因为在山上，他们有自己的水源。以前现在改善了哈。
现在是自来水。
现在是自来水，以前是用这个山上的水源那所以夏天常常会缺水，就必须要限水。
Yeah.
现在已经改善了，现在都用自来水了。
Right, but we installed a pump and a tank. And so whenever they turned off the water later on after I remodeled, it was much easier. Everybody else was out of water, but I had this tank and pump, and that took care of it.
我 Karen 老师呢自己装了一个这个水塔所以呢这个就解决了这个问题了。
Yeah, okay. But now it's much better with city water. This situation has resulted from people's lack of awareness about water conservation, as well as environmental circumstances.
好，那这样的一个状况呢 has resulted from 就是它的原因是什么？它是什么东西的结果那它的原因是什么呢 has resulted from 原因是 people's lack of awareness about water conservation 所以是人们缺乏这个认知，缺乏那个意识就关于省水节水的意识，人们非常缺乏。同时呢 as well as 人们也很缺乏什么东西的认知呢？对于 environmental circumstances 就是环境的状况人们也是缺乏认知不知道说这个环境对我们人的影响，还有环境有什么变化，大家都缺乏或者环境的因素大家都缺乏认知。
Low fees have made water so accessible that many people think nothing of wasting it.
Low fees 就是很低的费用 have made water so accessible 低的费用让水变得 这么容易取得 accessible 容易取得，结果是怎么样呢？或者程度取得程度造成什么后果呢？ That many people 很多人因为水容易取得就 think nothing of wasting it， 很多人对于浪费水就觉得没什么啊。To think nothing of 就是把什么事情不当一回事啊，觉得没什么，所以水费太低了，所以大家就觉得说啊，这个浪费水这个没什么关系啊，反正水这么便宜。
To think nothing of is a great expression to learn. For example, she's so rich, she thinks nothing of spending a few $100s on lunch.
他很有钱，他这个午餐吃一顿花几百块，他觉得没什么，他不当一回事儿。
American dollars.
而且是美金啊，那非常多 yeah.
Okay. In addition, there has been a lack of rainfall for the past few months due to climate change.
好，那此外呢 there has been a lack of rainfall， 那有一个缺雨的状况哈。那这个 a lack of rainfall， 因为那个 lack 是可以数的，所以用前面加一个 a lack of rainfall 就是缺水，就降雨缺乏。好，那是 for the past few months， 在过去这几个月来缺乏降雨。那这个是什么为什么造成的呢？是 due to 原因是 climate change， 因为气候变迁所造成的缺水或者降雨缺少的这样一个状况。
These circumstances have caused a serious water shortage.
好，那这些 circumstances 我们刚刚讲这是这些环境，但其实它可以翻成因素啦，就以上讲的这些因素，各个的因素呢，因为环境也是一种因素嘛，环境里面的因素，所以这些因素呢 have caused， 它已经造成了 a serious water shortage， 一个很严重的缺水状态。
To cushion the impact of the water shortage, the government needs to take steps immediately.
好，我蛮喜欢这个 expression 的哈 ，to cushion the impact of。好，这个 cushion 就是一个垫子，好，那在这里就是稍微垫一下，缓冲一下，减少一下什么东西的冲击啊 ，to lessen the effects of something 啊，所以减少某个东西的效果。那后面在这里，它果然接的就是 the impact， 就是这个冲击，所以 to cushion the impact of， 为了减缓什么的冲击呢？减缓这个 water shortage， 这个缺水的冲击啊。那 the government 政府 needs to 政府应该要干嘛呢 ？Take steps immediately。好 ，immediately 就是立刻，那 take steps 就是采取行动。你也可以说 take action 啊 ，needs to take action immediately 就是立刻就要采取行动。那 steps 你可以把它为什么是复数呢？因为可以讲到它是采取一个一个的步骤，先做这个，再做这个，再做这个，所以它是复数。那 take action 在这里是不可数的，所以不要加 s。
Right. It can also mean 措施, but 行动 is really a good translation here. The authorities should adopt stricter policies regarding water usage, such as raising the price of water and imposing heavy fines for wasting or polluting water.
好，那 the authorities 就是政府的相关单位，好，有关单位呢 should 应该要 adopt stricter policies。好 ，adopt 就是采取的意思，那它的受词是 policy， 这是常见的一个 collocation adopt 什么样的 policy 就采取什么样的政策。那在这里呢，政府应该要采取的是 stricter， 就是比较严厉的政策，比较严格的政策。关于哪一方面要有比较严格的正确呢？有比较严格的政策呢？是 regarding 关于regarding 就 concerning with respect to 的意思。所以关于 water usage， 关于用水量这方面呢，用水这方面呢，要有比较严格的政策。例如什么呢 ？Raising the price of water 例如说提高水费。还有呢，你要 imposing heavy fines for something impose 就是施加于、强加于但在这里呢，不是强，它就是要施加于，施加它的受词是 heavy fines，fine 就是这个罚金，那 heavy 就是重罚，中文也有讲重罚，对不对？英文也是 heavy fines， 这个罚金非常的重你扛着那个罚金那这个地方呢 impose heavy fines for， 这是一个很常见的 collocation， 各位把它背起来那这个 fine 这个字前面要用的动词，除了 impose 之外，你也可以用 levy 这个动词L-E-V-Y， 所以你可以这个 levy 这个 fines 也可以那 levy 在这里跟 impose 意思是一样的。那你说这个很重的罚金，你可以用 heavy fines。另外呢，你也可以用 stiff S-T-I-F-F stiff fines 也是很重的罚金的意思。还有另外一个呢，我第一次听到就记起来，我觉得声音很特别hefty fines。hefty 是 H-E-F-T-Y hefty fines。所以 stiff fines, heavy fines hefty fines 意思都差不多，都是很重的罚金。所以政府应该要示意要罚很重的罚金啊。for 如果做什么事情要罚呢？你如果是 wasting 浪费，或者是 polluting 或者污染 water 水的话呢，都要重罚。
A man was coming out of a building and saw a policeman putting a ticket on his car that was parked outside the building. And the policeman said, "Didn't you see the sign?" And the man said, "Yes, and I did what the sign said. The sign says fine for parking."
啊，这个是很有趣啊。Fine for parking 这个地方呢，原来那个标示的意思要罚金，要罚钱的哈，你要 fine for parking， 你如果在这里停车的话要罚钱的。啊，但是呢，那个人把那个 fine 读成了 OK 的意思啊， 所以 it's fine for parking 哈，你停在这里没关系的哈，
很好的，
很好的 ，yeah. So do you really have that kind of sign?
We do.
Wow,
we do.
所以他们真的国外真的是这种 fine for parking 啊。那各位记得，千万你看到那 fine for parking 不要想哦，这里可以停车，这里可以停车，
很恰当，
很恰当，根本不恰当，它是要罚钱的意思。
Next sentence. This way, people will be more cautious when they turn on the faucet or discard wastewater.This
way 啊，就这样的话呢，人们 will be more cautious 啊，他们会比较谨慎啊。cautious 翻成中文大概是谨慎的意思，他们会比较谨慎。When they turn on the faucet， 当他们打开水龙头的时候，就会比较谨慎，因为如果浪费水要罚钱的，或者是水费很贵的，或者是当他们 discard wastewater 啊 ，discard 就是 throw away 或者 throw out 的意思，他们把这个废水 waste 就是不要了啊。他们在丢弃废水的时候呢，他们就会小心一点了，因为你如果污染了水源的话，那就糟糕了，要罚钱啊。然后呢，前面打开水龙头浪费水的话，也要罚钱，或者是水费很贵，所以大家就比较小心一点了。
This has always bothered me that so many of the things that you can buy in the supermarket to use as cleaners or laundry detergent or for all kinds of chemicals in the house are very toxic. They do not belong in the water supply.Yeah,
所以我们其实用很多时候平常用的这个洗洁剂啊，包括我们的洗发精啊什么的，洗面皂啊什么的，里面其实有很多化学物质哈，它其实是会污染水的。
On top of that, more facilities should be built, such as dams or water recycling plants, which would allow more water to be stored or reused for potential shortages in the future.
好 on top of that 就是 in addition, furthermore 的意思。More facilities 就是设施啊，通常是用复数，更多的设施 should be built 应该要建立起来。例如什么 dams， 例如水坝，或者是我们刚刚讲了这个水的回收资源啊，水资源回收的这个工厂啊，或者是这种厂房。Which 就这些东西呢 would 啊，应该会 would 是假设语气 allow more water to be stored。可以允许我们有更多的水被储存起来啊，或者是 reused 或者被使用起来。因为人家讲台湾其实这个真正问题是水会从高山直接流到大海去的，所以要把它留起来啊，这个比较重要。好，那不但可以把水留起来，还可以让水重新被利用 reused。那这些都可以怎么样？是 for potential shortages in the future。But potential 就是未来可能的潜在的，所以未来还可能缺水。那我们如果有更多的水可以把它储存起来，或者是把它回收使用的话，未来碰到缺水就可以解决了。
Only through a combined effort can people live without worrying about a lack of this fundamental resource.
那各位可以把这个背起来哈。Only through a combined effort can people 怎么样？就是唯有透过一个 combined effort， 就是大家同心协力哈，这个才能够怎么样？所以我们只有同心协力才能如何。英文就是 only through a combined effort can we 或者 can people 怎么样呢？这里讲的是 live without worrying about 啊，我们可以这个生活而不必担心 live without worrying about， 但不必担心什么呢？ A lack of this 缺乏这一个 fundamental resource， 这个基本的资源 fundamental 就是 basic， 因为水是非常基本很重要的一个资源。我们这个如果想要生活的时候不必担心水这个资源的话，我们只有透过这个大家同心协力的努力。Only through a combined effort can people live without worrying about a lack of this fundamental resource.
Where I lived, we not only had water rationing, we also often had power outages. You learn very quickly that the power outages don't really matter. The water matters.
缺电的时候呢是不方便，但是呢还好，但是缺水真的非常伤脑筋。
All right, so treasure water, be very careful with it, and tune in next time. We'll see you then.
Bye-bye.